Hi everyone, Alva Psych here. Have a short video for you today for informational purposes only that I've entitled Self-Compassion. I've just been reading about self-compassion and I thought I would throw in um, a couple of ingredients from my take about self-compassion. I didn't do a real, detailed sort of video on this, just some basic things. Um, so basically, this is kind of like a stew where you just kind of put in the main ingredients. I'm going to throw a couple of main ingredients in here, and then you can always, supplement this stew. And there's a lot of information out there in terms of workbooks and exercises that you could do in terms of self compassion. But one of the main ingredients that I see is number one, a flexible mindset. Okay, so a flexible mindset. I recognize that I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I'm part of the human race, and mistakes are inevitable. People are not all good or all bad. Um, I avoid shoulds, such as I should be perfect or I should never lose my temper, things like that. So if we can have that mindset, get away from the extremes, and kind of taking that middle ground and then that gray area, that allows us that flexibility to maybe be a little bit more self-compassionate. The second ingredient, a sense of self-esteem. Now, okay, I've been reading a lot, and some of the psychologists out there have been kind of taking a hit or a strike against self-esteem. Um, and they talk about not chasing high self-esteem. Well, okay, if we can be a little more flexible here, if we can avoid these all or none scenarios, black or white scenarios, high or low scenarios, high self-esteem, low self-esteem, just accept a balanced scenario, that gray area, we recognize that we can have average self-esteem in the sense of having average self-worth and average self-value and average self-respect. Okay, then we should be able to realize that as humans, okay, as human beings, we all deserve uh, respect. Okay, so if my self-esteem is average, I still expect to be treated with respect, just as I would expect myself to treat other people, other human beings, with respect, even those that are down on their luck. And I don't expect to be treated as special, just treated with respect. Um, and that's if my self-esteem is just average. It doesn't have to be high. Okay. And I believe if I have, you know, average self-esteem, I'll be more willing and able to be self-compassionate. All right, so that's ingredient number two. Ingredient number three, um, challenging the self-critic. So if I've been unduly harsh to myself, um, being self-critical, for example, saying something like, I'm such an idiot, after doing something I regret, the fact that I have a flexible mindset, okay, and average self-esteem, average self-respect should make it easier for me to challenge my self-critic, okay? So if I make a mistake such as displacing anger, onto a loved one, if I have that flexible mindset, I can acknowledge that, okay, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I should be able to challenge the self-critic, and I should maintain, a level of self-esteem, okay, and still own up to the fact that I made a mistake and see if I can make amends and apologize, okay. Now, the quest, if I'm making mistake after mistake after mistake, similar mistakes, then the quest would be to see if I could minimize these mistakes, kind of going with a Stoic philosophy of trying to live a virtuous life. And on a side note, where the self-critic came from would be an interesting investigation, maybe something that could actually be explored in therapy. And who knows, maybe I'll do a video on that area. But I wanted to throw that out there real quick. You know, I didn't do anything scientific or anything like that, but I thought these would be 3 important ingredients in my stew for working on self-compassion. And then, of course, you know, you can kind of throw in your own ingredients into this stew as well. Okay? All right. Thank you.